clean bond paper, tapos itatapat niyo yung bond paper doon sa may blood, tapos scrape niya using a clean knife or a razor blade. Okay. So yun ang tamang paraan, scraping. Take note of that. Then number 2, we have hard surfaces like axe, hammer, what else? Knives, stones, and then crowbars. So pagka ang blood ay nasa mga ganito, like knife, we have hammer, ganyan, the investigator will collect those objects, no, themselves. So yan mismo yung isa-submit sa crime lab. So walang karapatan yung investigator, guys, na magtanggal ng stain dyan sa mga ganyan. Anyway, these objects are movable. They can be transported to the crime laboratory. So yun mismo yung dadalhin ng investigators. It's the knife, kung blood-stained knife yan, o kaya hammer, yan yung mismong dadalhin. Okay? And then number 3, we have glazed surfaces like glass, tiles, automobiles. So tiles yung flooring natin na made of tiles. So, paano kinokolect to? This is done by swabbing it with cotton moistened with saline solution. Kung nagsusulat kayo, so this is done by swabbing. Alright, so saline solution ang gagamitin. Hindi pwedeng gumamit ng acetone o kaya alcohol. Why? These are strong solutions that will alter the components of the blood. So, ang pwede lang na pang collect is the saline solution. Okay, how about blood stain on clothing and fabrics? So, if the clothing is still moist, no, it should be air-dried completely first before packing. So, hindi pwedeng paarawan yan. Why? Because the heat of the sun will destroy the different components of the blood. Okay, it should only be air-dried. Pwedeng tutukan ng ventilator pero hindi paarawan. Then, the ideal container for this class is hindi pwede ang ziplock, hindi pwede ang plastic bag. So the ideal container for blood-stained clothing is paper bag. Okay, so bakit paper bag? That is to prevent the formation of moisture. Kasi pag nag-moist yan, halimbawa, pinatuyo ng investigators yung mga blood bago pinak. Kaso nga lang, nilagay nila sa plastic bag. So what will happen? Makukulob yun. So it's not ideal to put this blood-stained clothing in a plastic bag because this will produce moist. So ang ideal na container is only the paper bag. Okay, ulitin ko ha. Yung number 1, that's done by scraping. I-scrape yung blood stain dyan. Tapos in number 2, those objects will be submitted. Yan mismo. Kung halimbawa, maraming blood dyan, yan mismo isa-submit. Then number 3, no, that can be collected by swabbing. Swabbing with cotton moistened with saline solution. Okay, ano yung saline solution? It's 0.9% salt solution. Saline is 0.9% salt solution. Asin lang. 0.9, you have 0.9 grams of sodium chloride in 1 liter of solution yun. In 1 liter of water pala. Basta take note nyo yan. Saline is 0.9% sodium chloride solution or salt solution. Okay, so ang packaging material ng clothing natin is paper bag. Ay, yung mga keywords nyo dito sa collection ng dried blood or blood stains. Okay, next we have now the different examinations of blood. So there are 4 chronological tests for blood. So first we have the preliminary, next confirmatory, and then we have precipitin, and then the blood grouping. Alright, so isa-isahin natin to. So what is the purpose of preliminary test? So this determines whether the stain is blood or another substance. So it will answer the question, is it an alleged blood stain? So blood ba yan? So ayun, that will answer the question. Then number 2, once that alleged blood gave positive result with the preliminary, the forensic chemist will proceed to the confirmatory test from the word confirm. So, dito pa lang natin patutunayan kung yung nag-positive doon sa preliminary ay totoong blood. So, confirmatory test determines whether the stain is really blood. Alright. So, really blood siya. Ano next? Number 3. So, this is called the Precipitin test. So, it determines whether the blood is of human or animal origin. Now, if it is human origin, next question, whose blood is that? That's why we have the blood grouping test because there are 4 blood groups. We have, ano yung mga blood groups natin? So, I will not use the term type, ha? So, from the medical point of view kasi, ang tawag nila dyan, type A, positive, type B, negative, mga ganun. Type AB, type O. No, it's not. Now, we call this in the forensic point of view as blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, and then blood group O. Kaya kailangan ma-identify natin kung anong blood group yung, let's say, the blood stain which was collected in the crime scene. Okay, so isa-isahin natin to. Now, there are 5 preliminary tests for blood. So we have Benzidine, we have Phenolphthalein, or the Kastle Meyer test. We have Guaiacum or Van Dien's or the Schonbein test. Then we have the Leucomalachite Green test and we have the Luminol test. So puro mga technical terms ito. You will encounter this in your board exam. So what is this Benzidine test and how is it done? So this is done by direct application of the Benzidine reagent to an alleged blood stain. So anong gagawin ng chemist yan? He has to cut a small portion of the stain and then he will add a drop of hydrogen peroxide and 1 drop of Benzidine reagent. Okay, so direct application lang. What's the positive result? It is an intense blue color that is produced immediately. Ano yung intense blue color? Dark blue or navy blue? Mag-break time ako mamaya. Kataas ka ng blood. Kasi mahaba pa to. Okay, so why is it that Benzidine test is just considered a preliminary test for blood? Alright, so may limitation kasi ito, guys. Ayan. So Benzidine test is not a specific test for blood. Ayan. Positive results may be obtained from substances such as sputum, pus, nasal secretions, plant juices, formalin, clay, and gum. So ano ibig sabihin nito? Itong mga substances na to, guys, pag pinatakan natin ng hydrogen peroxide at Benzidine reagent will give the same positive result as that of blood, which is why Benzidine test is considered as a preliminary test for blood kasi may kaparehas siya ng positive result. Alright, alam niyo lahat yung terms na yan. Sputum is dura, then pus is nana. Ayan, so yun siguro yung kailangan nyo malaman yan. So take note of that, the positive result for the Benzidine test is an intense blue color that will appear immediately once the blood stain or an alleged blood stain is added with hydrogen peroxide and the Benzidine reagent. Another preliminary is called the Phenolphthalein or the Kastle Meyer test. So the same procedure, all the chemists will do is to add directly the phenolphthalein reagent plus hydrogen peroxide to an alleged blood stain. Then the color is positive result that is obtained is a rose color or deep pink color or permanganate color. Anong kulay? Yung kasing kulay nitong slide ko, yung background ng slide. So that's the positive result which is obtained when the stain is an alleged blood stain. However, again, we have a limitation of the phenolphthalein or the Kastle Meyer test. So the test also reacts with copper salts, potatoes, and horseradish. Horseradish, by the way, class, is malunggay. Okay. Horseradish is malunggay. So, ayan din. Pag pinatakan natin ng hydrogen peroxide at phenolphthalein reagent, itong copper salts, patatas, pati yung malunggay, they will give a pink color. Which is why, or that's the reason why, phenolphthalein or the Kastle Meyer test is just a preliminary test kasi may kapareha siya ng positive result. Okay, next we have the Guaiacum test. So, direct application ulit to para sila ng procedure, guys. So, direct application of the guaiac reagent plus hydrogen peroxide to an alleged blood stain. The positive result obtained is a beautiful blue color that appears immediately. So, beautiful bright blue color yan. Kasi yung kanina sa Benzidine is navy blue or an intense blue color. Ito, beautiful blue is a royal blue, ganyan. Or bright blue color. So, Guaiacum test is also considered as a preliminary test. Why? The test also reacts with saliva, pus, bile. Ano yung bile? Apdo. Bile is apdo. Then we have milk, rust, iron salts, cheese, gluten, potatoes, perspiration, and other oxidizing agents. Siguro hindi nyo alam dyan, bile, that's apdo. Gluten is an ingredient in bakery products. Ginagamit parang baking soda yung gluten na yan. Okay, mga glutinous, yan, yan. From the word glutinous, yung gluten. Next, we have the Leucomalachite Green test. So, again, this is a direct application of the malachite green solution to an alleged blood stain. Then the positive result is a malachite green or bluish green. Anong color yan? Kulay lumot. Okay, so kulay lumot ang positive result niyan. However, when I made my book in forensic chemistry and toxicology, wala akong makuhang limitation yan. Now, why is it that it is considered as a preliminary test, though walang limitation? Because this is a color test. It's just a color test. So, pag sinabi kasing color test sa chem, it's considered as a preliminary test. It's just an initial way of identifying it. Now, question, what is this oxidation all about? So, guys, this is the principle which is involved in the four preliminary tests for blood. So, doon sa Benzidine, what else? We have the Phenolphthalein, we have the Guaiacum, and the Leucomalachite. So, the principle which is involved in this four tests is the oxidation. So, paano oxidation? Meaning it's the addition of oxygen. Mag-o-oxidize yung ating test reagents. Okay, yung test reagents ang mag-iiba ang kulay yan. Kasi nung ginawa yung mga chemicals niyan, they are in their reduced form. Okay, so naka-reduced form yan. Now, if the stain is an alleged blood stain, it contains an enzyme which is responsible for this oxidation process. Anong tawag doon sa enzyme na yun? So it is known as peroxidase. Okay? So peroxidase is an enzyme found in the hemoglobin of the blood that acts as oxygen carrier. Doon nang diniscuss ko yung procedure, no? Lagi ako nagdadagdag ng hydrogen peroxide. Okay, what's the purpose of the hydrogen peroxide? It is now the source of oxygen. Kasi kailangan ma-oxidize yung mga test reagents. So saan ngayon manggagaling yung oxygen? Doon sa hydrogen peroxide. Okay, kanina kasi nung dinidiscuss ko, okay, you have the alleged blood stain, then you're going to add 1 drop Benzidine reagent, 1 drop of hydrogen peroxide. Lagi ko nababanggit si hydrogen peroxide. Kasi ito yung magiging source ng oxygen na dadalhin ni peroxidase, na i-react ni peroxidase doon sa mga chemicals natin. Okay, next we have the luminol test. So ito yung panglimang test natin, ha? Okay, nahiwalay siya because it does not go to the oxidation. Hindi siya kasama sa oxidation. This is a different test, but still it is a preliminary test. No? Why preliminary test? So its limitation is that luminol is known to destroy many important blood factors necessary for the forensic characterization of blood. So meaning, pagka-spray ng investigators, kasi usually ang gumagamit yan investigators eh. Pagka-spray ng investigators ng luminol reagent doon sa, let's say, doon sa particular place, no? If they suspect that blood is found in a specific place, they have to spray the luminol reagent. Okay, pagka-spray nila doon, and then once blood is found on that area, the positive result is emission of light. So, ang gagawin nila doon is padidilimin yung part kung kailan, saan nila itetest kung may blood ba o hindi. So, they have to darken the area first. Padidilimin muna nila yung lugar. Tapos, they have to spray the luminol reagent. Once na nagliwanag yung place na sprayan ng luminol reagent, that means it is with the presence of blood. So, may blood doon. Okay, nakikita ko sa mga movies yan. Ang hilig ko kasi manood ng mga movies, no? Mga investigatory na movies. May mga luminol test silang pinapakita doon. So, this is considered as a preliminary test. Why? Luminol is known to destroy many blood factors. So, pagka-spray pa lang ng luminol reagent doon sa blood, sira na siya. Okay, sinira ni luminol. So, the test will stop there. It will just identify the presence of blood. Hanggang doon na lang yun. Kasi sira yung ating specimen. Okay? Tapos na tayo sa preliminary. The next, we have the confirmatory test for blood. So again, the confirmatory has 3. But what is this confirmatory test first? So this is used to establish definitely that the stain is really blood. So kahit nag-positive sa preliminary yung ating blood stain, kailangan dumaan pa sa confirmatory test yan. So the purpose, that is to establish the presence of hemoglobin that confirms that the stain is really blood. Okay, so the chemist should establish the presence of the hemoglobin. So, paano? Now, there are 3 confirmatory tests for blood. Okay, first, we have the microscopic. Number 2, we have the microchemical or the microcrystalline test. The number 3 is the spectroscopic test. O, isa-isahin na naman natin to. So what's the purpose of microscopic test? So microscopic test is useful for the demonstration and mensuration of blood corpuscles, for making the distinction between mammalian, avian, piscine, and reptilian blood. So a purpose of microscopic is to identify whether blood is from mammals. Sino to mga mammals? These are the childbearing animals. Then human beings are included here. Okay, avian. Anong group ng animals ang avian? These are the birds. Okay, and then we have piscine are the fishes. Then of course, the reptiles, mga ano mga reptiles natin? Lizard, mga alligators, mga ganyan. Okay, so doon sa red blood cells pa lang, malalaman natin kung galing sa mammals yan, galing sa ibon, galing sa fish. Okay, what else? For the investigation of menstrual, local, and nasal charges. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? So, local means sugat. Menstrual means menstruation, of course. Blood na galing sa menstruation. Tapos yung local, galing sa sugat, wounds. Then we have nasal charges, yung mga ini-excrete ng nasal passages natin. So this is the difference between the red blood cells of human with that of other animals. So as you can see, no? So the human red blood cells are circular in shape, and then they are, it is smaller in size. Okay, and non-nucleated. So walang nucleus. Yung black na nakikita nyo sa gitna ng bawat red blood cells ng iba't ibang hayop, nucleus yan. Okay, so nucleus yan. So non-nucleated ang human red blood cells. Animals meron. Then they are shaped. So it's oval, then larger ang size niya. Okay, kahit tingnan pa natin sa microscope yan, yan ang itsura ng mga red blood cells ng mga human beings as compared to other animals. Next, we have the microchemical. So number 2 confirmatory test for blood is the microchemical or the microcrystalline test. All right. So there are 2 microchemical or microcrystalline tests for blood.